I've got a speech in about 3 minutes, so I'm going to be brief, and probably all happy about that. I'm here to support these guys, and Senators Sullivan, Kramer, and Lummis in particular, for taking the time to put together a sensible, balanced plan with regard to energy, climate, and jobs. And that's really what it's about, American energy, jobs, and climate plan. And like many of the previous speakers, I believe in all the above. All the above in Ohio means everything. We've got natural gas, we've got coal, we've got oil, we have wind, we have solar, and we have nuclear. We have 2 nuclear plants. And the future, to me, is about American innovation. That's one thing I like about this proposal, because it talks about the need for us to continue to invest in innovative ways for us to use the energy we have and come up with new ideas. Hydrogen is one that Senator Kramer mentioned as an example. I'm really excited about what can happen there, particularly hydrogen derived from natural gas, which we're doing in Ohio. I also think this plan is great because it talks about how to make our energy production across the board, including solar farms and wind farms and new natural gas facilities, much more efficient through permitting reform. And this is built into their plan. So instead of taking 10, 15 years to develop some of these projects, shortening the time frame, following all the environmental and other standards, but doing so in a more cost-effective way. Actually, it's easy to do because sometimes there are as many as 30 different federal permits that are required for an energy project, and it's usually done, one at a time, so it takes forever. By the time you're done with half of the permits, you've got to go back and get the new ones. You get the first ones again. It makes no sense. And also the lawsuits that come out of these projects create a lot more inefficiency, and that's in this plan as well, to say, let's streamline the process, make it work for American workers and for American businesses that are trying to develop innovative ways to deal with climate. Finally, I will say that the United States is making progress. I'm a big fan of carbon capture and sequestration as an example. We are very close, I think, to having a good breakthrough there. I'm very supportive of America continuing to lead the world in terms of providing some of these innovative ideas to the rest of the world, because as was made very clear here today, and it's absolutely true, if we don't do something about what's happening in the developing world, in other words, in China and India and Brazil and other countries, we can take our emissions down to zero, and unfortunately we'll still have roughly the same impact on climate. But if we make progress across the board and provide American innovation, American ideas, use our renewable energy, green energy expertise to help some of these other countries, we can overall make progress at a time when right now so many in the Biden administration are just looking to America to take those steps that are necessary, which would create fewer jobs and economic opportunity here in America, and not in the end have the effect that we all should want, which is to affect global climate change, because that's what it's about. So again, I want to thank my colleagues for coming up with a very sensible plan. I'm happy to be supportive of their efforts, but also just supportive of the process that they've taken, which is to look for input from everybody, try to come up with a plan that makes sense, and at the end of the day, create something that's good for energy, good for jobs, and good for climate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, we'll take